Baliqs loved to paint more than anything in the world. Every day after school, she would sit under the big mango tree in her village, dipping her brush into small pots of color she had made from crushed leaves, flowers, and clay. She painted the sun shining over their thatched roofs, the birds flying over the fields, and the rivers flowing past their village. Her paintings were full of life, but no matter how beautiful they were, they always remained on the cloth, unable to move or change. One evening, as she was carefully painting a butterfly, an old woman walked by and stopped to watch. She wore a long wrapper with bright patterns, and her silver hair was tied in a scarf. Her eyes were kind yet deep, as if she had seen many things in her life. She watched Zainab paint for a while before speaking. "You have a special gift, my child," she said in a voice as soft as the evening breeze. Baliqs looked up, surprised. No one had ever told her that before. "Thank you, Mama," she said shyly. The old woman smiled and reached into the small woven bag she carried. She pulled out a paintbrush that looked old but well cared for. Its handle was carved with tiny designs of animals and stars, and its bristles were as fine as silk. "Take this," she said, handing the brush to Baliqs. "Use it wisely, and remember, true art comes from the heart." Baliqs took the brush carefully, feeling a strange warmth in her fingers as she held it. She wanted to ask the woman more questions. Where did the brush come from? What did she mean by true art? But before she could say anything, the old woman had already started walking away. Baliqs turned for just a second to look at her new brush, and when she looked back, the woman was gone. It was as if she had vanished into the evening mist. Baliqs felt a shiver of excitement. She wanted to test the brush right away. She dipped it into her blue paint and painted a small fish on the ground beside her. As soon as she finished the last stroke, something unbelievable happened. The fish shimmered and lifted off the ground, its fins moving as if it was swimming through water. Baliqs gasped and dropped the brush. The fish flopped once, then disappeared into thin air. Her heart pounded in her chest. The brush was magical. She picked it up again, her hands shaking slightly. What else could it do? She painted a mango on the ground. It lifted, turned real, and fell into her hands, warm and sweet-smelling. She took a bite. It tasted just like the mangoes from the tree above her. She ran back to the village, her excitement overflowing. If this brush could turn paintings into real things, she could help so many people. She could paint food for the hungry, water for the thirsty, and clothes for those who had little. But deep in her heart, she remembered the old woman's words, "Use it wisely." She knew she had been given something special, and she would have to be careful. As the stars appeared in the sky, Baliqs held the magic paintbrush close to her chest. Tomorrow she would change her village for the better.